Chainbreaker, it looks like you are about to come out of a period where you have been isolating yourself, where things feel stuck, delayed, stagnant, and it's been fairly taxing on you mentally and emotionally, to be honest. I've got Four of Cups for you in the reverse here. So I feel like you have had time to, I'm getting like reassess your life. Like you've been in this place where you have been really reflecting on your journey, on where you feel like you have missed opportunities. Um, and what you have, like, you've really been interested in knowing what have you overlooked before? What have you perhaps judged harshly or wrongly? I don't like to use that word, but just that's what's coming. And you're in this place where you feel renewed, where you feel ready to open yourself again, to open yourself to new opportunities, to have another crack, so to speak, whether this is about love for you or whether this is about, you know, perhaps your job, purpose, career. Okay. I just feel like you've been in this mass contemplation period. And I think you've been hard on yourself, but I also am getting, for some of you, you probably needed to be hard on yourself. Some of you may have been quite reckless in the past, maybe not thought about the future, maybe not have thought about you and your future, and not really taken the time to care for yourself and who and what you have yourself around and what you want for yourself. So I feel like for most of you, for those who resonate with this, you've had some time to really reflect on that. The worry that I have for some of you is that you may have gone so deep into shame about yourself or been too hard on yourself, where you've got yourself in this dark cloud, and that was never the intention. You were never supposed to be there. So just be aware that if you have gone that far deep, you really need to understand, give yourself a break and understand, hey, we're all here having a life journey. We're making mistakes, we're learning lessons. That's exactly why we incarnated, and that's what we're here for. Okay. You've got the death reverse. So that's why I think I've just said that, because I think some of you are still struggling to let go of the past. Some of you are still resisting change, because I really think things want to change. And you've had a good time to reflect and reassess. So now is the time to make the change. So this is where you put your money where your mouth is. Like, have you done the healing? Have you integrated the healing? Some of you may have done this spiritual work or personal development or counseling or whatever it is you've done, which is absolutely fucking amazing. But how is it going to work now? Because I feel like you've been in that for a long time, and now there's going to be an opportunity to come up. Like I said, I keep getting put your money where your mouth is, like to walk your talk, to do things differently. Like, have you really let go? Can you turn up differently? Can you make different decisions? Okay. Are you really ready to take this transformation, to make this transformation happen? And yes, you are, but there's just a little bit of a exclamation mark here, to just be aware that you could still be resisting change on some part. You could still be struggling to let go of the past in a way. And just be aware too, here Spirit says, you're going to step back out into life. Just remember, you don't want to recreate what you had. You've had that experience, or you've had that experience at work, or that money, or that relationship. You're creating something new. Remember, you're not trying to recreate what you had and lost, perhaps. You're recreating something new. You're different. You're changed. Give yourself and the world to have the opportunity to see how you've integrated your growth and your learning and your healing, and make sure you are conscious right now of turning up differently, because it's all good and well to do all the work and all of that, but if we aren't integrating it and then actually have that really shift us and change us, where we turn up different, where we see the past, where we see the mistakes, where we see the downfalls, and we turn up differently, and we're thinking differently, and we're more mature and centered and present and emotionally aware. It's all just been, it's not a waste of time, but you've got more work to do, right? I really like money where your mouth is, money where your mouth is, like be who you say that you want to be. Okay. So, because you got the star card, you are a star. You are a star. You need to watch your ego sometimes, and you need to make sure you're walking your talk. Is what I'm getting. Okay, you are in a beautiful, beautiful progression. You've got the Earth Healing card for the Love Blocks card, which means yes, this confirms this is somebody who's coming out of hiding, who has been healing. She's covered in butterflies. She's been transforming. She's naked underneath, so that's about vulnerability, being vulnerable, being authentic, being real, okay, in your transformation. Spirit's got the spotlight on you. Okay, let's see. Money where your mouth is. Let's see what you got. Money where your mouth is. Okay, you are transforming. That's what this is about. That's why you have to be conscious now, what's coming up, that you have to be conscious of showing up differently. You have to be conscious of showing up real and authentic, and you don't have to be perfect. Okay, you need to be honest with yourself, and you need to be honest with others. And I'm getting like, pull the stick out of your ass. I swear a lot, so often spirit comes through like that. Oh, maybe, I don't know, that's my interpretation. But you got the playfulness card, and it's like, how many of you have taken maybe, look, and it's not saying that our traumas and challenges are nothing, okay? And I'm not being disrespectful, but how many of you have been taking shit too seriously? How many of you are taking yourself too seriously? Like Spirit's just asking you to lighten up a little. You're taking things too seriously. You're taking yourself too seriously. And I think that's why some of you are turning up with masks on, thinking that you need to present yourself or someone or something else, that you don't have to, especially if you're in business and you're trying to reach a certain demographic, a certain group of people, and you're getting crickets. It's because they're not connecting with what you're thinking you need to project, the mask that you're putting on. They need raw, they need real, they need authentic, especially in a world that's just full of so much fakeness. Um, Sorry, but influency fake shit that's not people's everyday life. And AI, and everything just being made to look perfect. Like you don't have to be perfect, okay? You need to some playful energy. You need some playful energy. You are the star, but you don't have to push for it. You don't have to push it out. You just have to be. Breathe. You just have to be like, you have got this. You deserve to be happy. There could be some ancestral stuff here for you where you sense that you have the potential to make money, to live a different life, to live a good life, right? To be successful, even. But you may come from a family, and some of you may have already cut chains to some of them. You may have already gone no contact, but it's hard when we connect in on a soul level, because even though outwardly and even consciously in our own thoughts we feel like, well, we're free of them, we'll leave it with them, we're cutting chains, we're breaking patterns, we're living a new life. Sometimes, like, our souls are very, very deeply connected, and sometimes we may still be holding ourselves back when and we don't understand why, and it's usually because we're still trying to belong into the system. Our souls are constantly trying to do that. And you might block happiness because the people in your family aren't happy or aren't wealthy, or these sorts of things. So I'm seeing those of you who are listening to this reading are in and out of that, in and out of that. So my message today is just be aware of that. Where am I holding myself back here? And it might take some deep thought. That's why I've got unlock your love blocks. Okay, we go through deep, 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 deep comb through to see where you're entangled, siblings, parents, ancestry, past lives. We do all of that. If you're interested, you'll see the link. Um, but look, you have something like there is an energy about you. There's an and most chain breakers do have an energy. We're here for important work, and it's not always out to be famous and whatever. Sometimes just being conscious and ascending through some of the family stuff is the biggest thing that you can do. But a lot of you will do more. Stop taking yourself so bloody seriously. Stop turning up and pretending you have to be all of this. And I'm getting a little flag here, especially in spiritual communities. There can be a lot of performance. It doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be dramatic. Okay. Breathe and just be. And I'm telling you, the whole energy around you will change. Sending you lots of love. Let me know if this resonates.